My name is Susan Harding, and thank you for joining us for another episode of the Weinberg Center. Today joining me is John Healy, Executive Theater Manager for the Weinberg Center, and we are here today to discuss the upcoming events for the spring.
You're right, that's correct. Well, late winter into the spring, that is correct, yeah.
And so going into March, what do you have to tell us about March?
Well, I mean, we also have actually the Oscar films are on the 20th. The following weekend, we've got the American Conservation Film Festival, in which that's an annual festival in the fall held over in Harpers Ferry, and so this is going to be the best of. So we'll be showing a number of films that are the best of that festival. And that's on the 28th that we have coming in, and then in early March, we'll start March 1st. We've actually just added a show fairly recently. A great guitarist out of Canada by the name of Jesse Cook. We had him here 3 years ago, I guess, and he is tremendous. They call him a flamenco guitarist, but it's flamenco jazz rock. I mean, it's a great show, and that's going to happen on Sunday evening, the 1st, and then on Wednesday night we're bringing in just a beautiful, incredible jazz pianist by the name of Fred Hirsch, whose story is remarkable. This is a man who had AIDS, was in a coma for months, and then has recovered, and now he is just, he has a second career. He was a well-known jazz pianist before he got ill, and then he survived his illness, and now has come back. I just actually saw him at the Village Vanguard in New York last week when I was doing a trip up to New York City. We continue our Tivoli Discovery series, and this time we're featuring two sets of brothers out of Ireland called We Banjo 3. These guys I think they're the next Mumford and Sons. They're that style of music, but incredibly, they're touring with a main act, and we just caught them on an off night on that night. So we have that coming up as well. We continue our Frederick Speaker series on the 11th, I believe March 11th. We have General Stanley McChrystal in here, and so he'll be here in giving a speech and question and answers and meet and greet opportunities as well to do that.
Before the Flying Dog brewery movies, you have a happy hour.
We do have a happy hour featuring Flying Dog beers, and then in March we also have the producers coming in, the movie, the classic Zero Mostel Gene Wilder version, not the updated, not the musical. This is the original Mel Brooks, the producers that we're doing. We call it an outdoor festival without the bugs. We are going to have 2 nights on the 27th and the 28th. We'll have 6 bands. So on the Friday night, we have a great band out of the Baltimore area called Big Hoax, and that will lead into Nora Jane Struthers and the Party Line. A lot of people she came here 2 years ago as a discovery, right. And now her career has taken off. And then we have the Steel Wheels out of Harrisonburg, and they are another great Americana band that's just taken off. Then on Saturday night, we kick off with a group called Hello Strangers out of the Mercersburg, Pennsylvania area, and then we have a young artist by the name of Knox Hamilton. You probably haven't heard of him yet. You're going to a lot. So he's going to be the middle act, and then we've got these 6 folks out of North Carolina, Delta Ray. Delta Ray has just rocketed on the Americana charts.
I have heard, yes, I have heard.
And they put on an incredible show. I mean, we have to supply a trash can with chains because that's one of the percussion parts of their songs. Great vocals, great energy. It's just going to be 6 bands. You can buy a single ticket for each night if you want, or else you can even get a discount if you buy for both nights. But the other thing that we're now taking it one step further is that we're going to be featuring American spirits.
This is what I want to hear.
Yeah,
yes.
So this is something brand new. So we're going to be featuring just American vodkas and bourbons and things that are going to take it a step above what we normally offer. And then on top of that, Brian Filtaggio has joined us, and he is going to be bringing food from his variety of restaurants, Family Meal, Volt, his new Italian restaurant in Baltimore. So we're going to be offering that. And so it's from like 6:30 to 8:30. You can buy a separate food ticket.
A separate food ticket. So it's not included in your ticket?
It's not included in your ticket price, but it's a very low-priced thing. You can even buy them at the door. It's going to cost you more at the door. And then that way you can get some tastings of some great food. We'll have tables set up in the outdoor lobbies and things. And for that one, we're going to be able to come in here and have our drinks and our food in the theater itself. We get a special okay from the liquor board. So that's a great party.
That does sound
but I mean,
wonderful.
the six bands, they're all six terrific Americana bands, and so I'm really looking forward to that festival.
So that is what dates?
March 27th and 28th.
And you can get tickets online?
Oh, definitely. Anything, always get tickets online, weinbergcenter.org. Call on the phone, 301-600-2828, or you can even come in person. Our box office hours are Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 10 to 4. Thursdays and Fridays, 10 to 6, and Saturdays, 10 to 2. And then if we have an event on any of those days, we go up to a half an hour after the event starts.
Well, I would imagine with an evening like that, tickets may sell out pretty quickly.
They could, and they are going to be reserved seats. It doesn't mean you have to sit in your seat, but they are going to be reserved seats, and it will, I think, with these six bands lined up, they should sell. We have hotel packages for people that would like to spend both days here. We have arrangements with the Marriott hotels, in which you can buy your room and your theater ticket at a discounted price.
Well, that's very nice. And there's someone else I want to ask you about, and coming up in April, Dr. Michio Kaku.
Right, as part of the Frederick Speaker Series.
Now, the reason I want to ask you about him is I've had people say, who is he? What is the string theory? And then I've had, on the flip side, people say, I can't wait to hear him. I listen to him all the time on the Discovery Channel. He's amazing. So
he is a futurist physicist who is able to transcribe the scientific language into language that the layperson can understand. He's very clear with his ideas. He's very popular on the Colbert Report, Daily Show. You see him on the Discovery Channel as well. And he, brilliant man, and who is explaining concepts that when you really start to think about them, you're going, wow, how can he explain this way out there theory, but that I'm beginning to follow it, I can understand. And so you can start to predict things that are going to, he's not a seer in that way, but he's predicting trends that we're seeing that are going to be happening. I do urge people to get tickets sooner rather than later, because there are more people. The second half of your conversation is like, I can't wait to see him. There are a lot of people that can't wait to see him. So that he is, his tickets are selling extremely well.
Right, we have a few minutes left, John. So is there anything else you want to point out before we wrap it up?
Sure. We're bringing in this is the 25th anniversary of one of the most awarded a cappella groups in music, and that is Take Six. They'll be here in April, I believe. Yeah, April the 16th, day after you get done with your taxes. They'll be here. But they're a great, truly one of the original boy bands, as we say. But they have continued their career. They've won more Grammys. They've won more Dove Awards. I mean, it's truly a musical group that reaches out to many people. We have the two cellos, internet sensation, as a follow-up to the piano guys last year that we had. I'm afraid those tickets are gone. That show is completely sold out. At this point. You can always try at the last minute in case a couple of tickets get turned back in. And then we have the very funny comedian, Gene Robinson. Gene is a comedian for those folks 50 and over, I would say. I think one of her funniest bits is that senior citizens should not go bungee jumping. And so she's got a very, very funny take on that. So that's going to be happening. We continue with our silent movie series with The Hunchback of Notre Dame, the great Lon Chaney movie, complete with the Wurlitzer organ as the accompaniment. So we got lots of great things coming up. I hope people go to our website at, again, www.weinbergcenter.org and see all the great things, because we're adding things as well.
Exactly. So it may not be on this schedule.
That's correct. Yeah, this is our handy dandy little schedule. This came out in August, and I think I've added 20 shows since then. So we try to go ahead and wrap those kinds of things up, and I like to add more things. Jesse Cook is an example of someone that I've added at the last minute.
Well, that's wonderful. And again, we thank you for joining us today. We look forward to all these exciting events at the Weinberg Center. There's always something. The variety is amazing. There's something for everybody, and I would urge everybody to take advantage of our theater in Frederick.
And I would urge everybody to send me suggestions of who they would like to see. If I can afford them, I'll bring them in. And sometimes we can. I mean, it's amazing. And especially with the Frederick Speaker Series, send us your ideas. Who would you like to hear speak? But even for the entire series that we have, who is somebody you would like to see on our stage? If I can accommodate it, I'll do my best to get those people.
I'm sure you will. And thank you, John. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Inside the Weinberg Center.
Hi, welcome to Inside the Weinberg Center, sort of a backstage look, although this is one of our most visible areas. Today we're in the bar lobby, which is the middle lobby between the box office and the theater. We're just going to be talking about some of the renovations we did out here. The wedding cake chandeliers, which I think you can see a little piece of, are original to the building. They have been rewired. But then over my shoulder, you can see some of the wallpaper stenciling that was done by Valley Craftsmen when we did the renovations between 2008 and 2011. I do want to point out that all the marble that you can see in this building is original to the building. And it was put in by Hillgartner out of Baltimore, and they're still in existence today. It's all Tennessee pink marble that we did. And one of the color schemes that we were working on was to try to lift the building up. So we kind of reversed what had been here when we started the renovations, and so that we went from light to dark. We went ahead and with the columns, we did some faux painting to transfer the marble into the walls that we have. But you've got a lot of gold, a lot of the lighter color schemes that are part of this, finishing off with the eggplant ceiling, which kind of makes it nice, and it's all surrounded. We continue our teal that is in the different elements of the theater, and was a very popular color in the 26 era. Our whole goal, again, when we did the renovations, was to go ahead and try to recreate a theater that would have been in 1926, not the original Tivoli movie theater, because that was a movie theater. They were working with blacks and golds and silvers, so it was much, much darker. But you can see the elements that we have here, and when you come visit us at the Weinberg Center, take a look around and see the floor, see the ceiling, have a good time with it. Thanks for joining us today.